long overdue. I haven't done a video in ages, and I have no excuse other than lack of time, and I haven't even had time to pick up a bloody guitar in a couple of months, as you can tell. So I'm going to start out by kind of showing this thing off. This is a GNG, so Giulio Negrini guitars. Giulio is out of Switzerland, and met him at NAMM a number of years ago. This is my fourth guitar from Giulio, and this is the model, a Bria model, and it's kind of my design and his magic, the solar system. So of course we have the sun and all the planets in order, all the way up to yeah, Pluto's in there. Sorry, it's still a planet to me. It may be a dwarf, but it's a planet. So yeah, neat stuff. You know, he is an absolute magician. I'll talk about him in a moment. Let me just tell you about the rest of the guitar. So we have a burled top here that is a very, very, very old and expensive piece of wood. I'm running a Floyd Rose original, gold obviously. Fretboard is ebony, black ebony. Oh goodness gracious, back of the guitar I believe is mahogany, and yes, that's off intentionally because we can. It's electronics battery, and I'll explain the battery in a second. This is a 4-bolt. As you can see, the gorgeous roasted flame neck. Man, that's stunning. Very, very, very nice. So electronic wise, just kind of give you the 2 cents here. These are the Fishman Fluence Devin Townsend signature pickups in here. I like Dev. Dev's a great guy. So basic 3-way, meaning you know, this pickup, both pickups, and then this pickup. This is actually it's for the Fishman system, and volume. This is the tone, and then this guy is an afterburner. So the well, easier to show you, right? So with everything off, which is the way I was playing in the beginning. So okay, so you know, sustained, it's all right. Kick this guy in, and you can add up to 20 dB of boost. So I'm going to go about halfway here. You can see you're adding sustain onto it. So I'm not a guy that has distortion pedals. I just don't use them, period. To me, either the amp delivers and the guitar delivers, or you know, go home, go big or go home. So that's just me. Whatever. Everybody's different. So instead of a pedal, you know, I just want clean boost. And if I ever do use a pedal, it's usually just a clean, like the Mesa, whatever the hell it is that I use on rare occasion. But yeah, this thing works awesome. So yeah, so that's the guitar. So Giulio again is originally out of Italy, and he moved the shop over to Switzerland a few years back, and man, he's just absolutely amazing at building, and the feel and the quality. I mean, he's truly an artisan, and you know, I can't say enough. Hell of a nice guy too. You know, when you get an instrument from him, you know, it's not the cheapest thing in the world, but as you can see, it's, you know, it's a piece of artwork, but it's very playable and sounds amazing. So, you know, if you want one of those guitars for life kind of thing, this is definitely it. I mean, it's there. So anyways, check out his website. I think it's gngguitars.com, I think
we'll link to it.
And if not, then you can definitely, we'll put a link on this video, so you can hit up the site. So let me talk about one other thing, that this is excuse me, Amplifier, this is running through at the moment. BRBS, this is the 100 Deluxe. So Doug Rappaport and I had the same mods done to this amp. So Sebastiano Barbarito, who's the mastermind, behind BRBS, the second amp that he's built me, and my God, just tone from heck. I'm trying to keep the nasty words at a low roar for me. That's hard. So this is kind of 100 Deluxe is really the modded Marshall, right? And I'm not a big Marshall guy. I really don't like them at all, actually. But these modded Marshalls, like his amp and the Bogner, the Sewer PT100, I just love them. And of course, I love my Angles, my Maces, that kind of stuff too. But it's just a really nice full sound. You kind of get the edge and the bite from your from the tubes, from that Brit kind of sound tube, but yet it's more mellow. It's not as harsh, and you kind of get these nice round edges. And I'm really talking esoteric guitar crap now. I almost said another bad word. I kept it back. Anywho, so that's the amplifier I'm running through. There's a little bit of effect on the amp itself and the effects loop. So really, this is going to kind of carve into the DAW here and some recording. And yeah, I got to put my bloody glasses on. That's what happens when you get old. So if I turn everything off right now. That's just killer. So anyway, sustained for days, and that, guys, is just the amp and the guitar. So there's no extra BS in there. And I'm even running wireless. I run the Line 6 90 digital wireless. It's just ones I like. So rack mounted wireless, of course. But in any event, so if you want to really get so let's talk about this recording of a guitar, kind of pushing us into to that topic, eh? I'm not even Canadian, I said, hey. Anyway, so the cool thing about a DAW and recording a digital audio workstation is we can do all kinds of neat stuff, like add effects. Like, geez, okay, well, I want some really saturated reverb. I have Altiverb 7 on here with it's a cathedral of some sort, but it's like the nice thing about it is I can record my track, and I'm recording without any reverb at all, or I can record with reverb, and it's not being printed. It's not there permanently, so I can change that reverb whenever I want, as opposed to putting verb on the guitar. And once it's recorded, well, you got what you got. Oh yeah, you want a different sound and reverb, you got to do it all over again. So I will record dry nearly every time, and there are some caveats to that, or catch-22s I should say, where I don't want to do that. But 90% of the time, 95% of the time, it's dry, and you can add whatever you want. I exaggerated the Altiverb here with I believe it's Notre Dame, Cathedral of Notre Dame, which is actually recorded there. So if you're not familiar with Audio Ease's Altiverb, that's cool stuff. Convolution reverb. Point is it's verb, right? Oh yeah, well, I don't want any, I don't want to listen to verb, or I want to change the verb. You literally can just add whatever the heck you want in the DAW. So when you're recording guitar, or any instrument for that matter, record it dry, at least as dry as you can, and just add your effects to taste afterwards, because once that mix starts to come together, a real wet reverb and that kind of stuff can get awful messy in the mix and make it spacey and horrible sounding. So this way you're really controlling what the final mix is going to sound like, because it's about the song, not about the tone of one instrument, because the tone of this instrument will change as you start adding other things. And I'll bring a couple other pieces up that I have done to sort of prove that point in a little bit. Not the time yet, because we're talking about guitar. So okay, So let me close this. So right now, as I mentioned, I'm running through a tube amp. So the tube amp, at the moment, I can record a tube amp two different ways. I could put a microphone in front of the speaker and bring it into, if you want to point down here for a moment. Now right now in this session, I'm running the universal audio equipment. So and I have it coming into this piece down here. So if I start to play, you'll see. So if I recorded in a microphone, or had a microphone or two or three, which I would typically do if I am recording via microphone, I'll usually put like an SM57 right up on the cabinet. Then I'll take a condenser mic and put it a few inches back from the cabinet and on a different speaker, slightly off axis. And then I'll take another condenser and I'll put it back in the room to catch the room. Now all my speaker cabinets are in that little tiny closet back there, and there's a million of them. You do not want to go in there. That is hazardous to your health. Trust me. If I open that door right now and it's not even that terribly loud, it's hazardous. It will kill small animals. It's terrible, terrible. So so yeah, miking is great, but very hard to duplicate. Unless you're marking the floor, marking the cab, marking the volume, marking absolutely everything. To get that again, if you ever had to re-record a part, it's near impossible to get perfect, exact 100% where you were. So to combat that, the way I'm running right now at the moment, if you would point up there, please. And that little box that's kind of sandwiched in the middle, it's got the two blue lights on it. That is a Boss Waza. That's called a load box. There are two types of load boxes. There's resistive and reactive. You can come back over to the side again to get the general idea. I do have another one over here, which is a 2 Notes Studio. And right now I just happen to be running through that one because, well, I am. It is what it is. That happens to have a 2-channel / stereo output, if you will, but it's really not stereo, it's mono, it's just dual mono. But what that's doing, that's a reactive load box. So resistive, reactive, all right? So two different animals, and I've talked about this in other videos, but I'm gonna just give you the 1,000-foot overview of it. Resistive means that it's taking the output of the amplifier, the power, of your guitar amp, and you're going through a bunch of resistors, which is absorbing all the power. And then as it's absorbing it, it's also capturing the audio from that. And I'm really keeping this simple. I don't want to give you the electrical engineering version of it because your head would be spinning. And at my age, mine might be too, even though I'm a double E. Anyways, so the resistive is really nice when you want to crank the crap out of an amp, but you don't want the volume. Or actually can't have any volume at all, apartment, that kind of stuff, works great. They do work very well. They're not that phenomenal on the actual amplifier itself. They can be a little bit rough because it's a linear resistive load as opposed to a reactive resistive load. And what I mean by that is the impedance changes in a real speaker. As the speaker's moving, the impedance is constantly changing and that sort of thing. And that's sort of what the guitar amp manufacturers design in. So when you put a resistive load in, at 8 ohms, it's 8 ohms, that's it. It doesn't move one way or another. So it can be a little harsh on it, but not terrible. Not to worry about it. You're not going to blow it up. And even if you cook a set of tubes in 2 or 3 years, whoopee crap, you can just get another set of tubes. Not a big deal. So reactive as opposed to resistive. Reactive is you're using capacitance and resistance both to capture what the speaker is doing at the cabinet. So the load box is feeling the speaker cabinet and it's giving you a far more accurate guitar sound, traditional amplifier sound, should I say. They're all good guitar sounds. It's just different. I feel it's better. That is a reactive. The one behind me here, this 2 Note Studio, is both resistive and reactive. It'll do both. I happen to have it set up right now as resistive just because I've got that one set up as reactive. And I have 2 different cabinets on my switcher. my amp switcher. So that's the difference. So right now I'm capturing that reactively and coming into the 2 channels here, and that's what you're hearing in the studio. So as you can hear, very authentic. It's just real, man. I mean, you're feeling. I happen to have that BRBS at the time plugged in through, I believe, an Angle 412 Pro, not the XXL, just a regular Pro cab. So it'd be the 16-ply Birch 412 Celestion Vintage 30 ×4. Killer cab, one of my favorite cabs. So that's what I have plugged in through there. So killer tone, it's great, it's awesome, it does what it needs to do. So that is how you record an actual, real, honest-to-God guitar amplifier, and it's pretty darn simple and straightforward. Second way to record is via an external box. So I have an Axe-Fx 3 over here, and so basically I'm plugged in via cable to the Axe-Fx 3, and the Axe-Fx 3 outputs are plugged into my interface. And that happens to be on the lower one, channels 5 and 6. So, nice tone. It is, the nice part about running something like that is you can play around with the tones, you can save the tones, bring them back anytime you like. It's in an external box, so you can take that Axe-Fx to wherever, plug it in and go. You can take it live, plug it in and go, and you have the exact tones that you've got. And you know, as I prefer a tube amp, it is damn hard to tell the difference anymore between them and what I'm going to show you next after the Axe-Fx and the real thing. You know, it honestly, if you were sitting in another room and you were listening to it in the mix, you can't tell the difference. There's no way in hell. You know, if you're just listening to the guitar itself, you know you can hear some things that are definitely different about the you know, a digital version or a sampled version or whatever you want to call it, as opposed to the real tube. But that's not the way we listen to music. We listen to music as in a song, as in a mix, as in it's been crunched, processed, EQ'd, compressed, blah, 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 you know, set into a mix, and bang, you got a song. So, you know, remember, recording is about the song. It's not about that one part. You go, oh, that's the best sounding thing in the world, and you put a pedestal around the guitar, you know, and that amp and everything, and all of a sudden you're done mixing the song, and you go, that doesn't sound anything like, you know, what I had originally intended to, you know, and yeah, okay, so it's about the song. Did the song come out good? Yeah, great. If it didn't, and re-record the damn thing. But the point I'm trying to make is I think people get way too hung up about the gear they're using and that specific tone, you know, as opposed to the song. It's about the song, guys. So gals, guys, people, you know, that's an engineer's job, that's a musician's job, and it's also a producer's job. You know, make the song sound good, and then people will listen to it and buy your stuff. So that is a very simple way to do it. You don't have, you could turn it down. Hell, I can turn it all the way down, and you can see I'm still recording, you know. The signal's coming in. I'm not actually recording yet, but the point being is I can literally put a set of headphones on and play away, and I still have that being recorded. Now, just like the regular tube amp, I have a preset on this, and once I record it, that's what I got forever and ever. I'm in. You know, if I want a different tone, I've got to re-record it. Yes, you can reamp, people. I know there's people out there going, you can reamp the thing. Yeah, you can't. It's still not the same as getting a different tone. Let's just say it was distorted. You wanted clean, or clean and you wanted distorted. Clean, distorted, you can reamp fairly well. Distorted to clean, nope. Not well. Anyways, so anywho, so the third way is to not use any external device at all. I pulled the plug. I am now going to plug into an input. Oh, God. There we go. So I'm just plugged into a straight input in here, and let me jump over. Where my mouse go? The third way is is to use a plug-in or an amp simulator. No different from a software standpoint and a computer standpoint. It's no different than the modeling devices like your Line 6s, your fractals, that kind of stuff. The Kemper, etc. They're all based on software models. So instead of having an external box, this is a plug-in. Same thing. Your computer's acting as a CPU instead of having a dedicated piece of hardware. What's nice about recording with this stuff? It's quiet. It sounds great. And the really cool thing to me is you're dealing with, I can change that sound, that amp sim at any time I want. I already have my guitar track that's raw clean. So if I turn this thing off and let you hear what it sounds like. So that's the original tone going through. No, it's not the prettiest thing in the world. It doesn't have to be. I have it EQ'd and carved down a little bit via a tube preamp, which it's going through right now, the way I want to hear this. So anyways, when I turn this on, check it out. That's this happens to be the Neural DSP Plini. These are great plugins. There's a million. There's so many good ones out there. This is just the latest one, so that's why I got it turned on right now. But guys, that screaming amp, I've got this all the way. Wow, no noise. Cool stuff. There's a little bit there. I mean, but it's to be expected. Now there is a gate that's on here. I could turn that off. And now you can hear, yeah, there is some noise. There's going to be. It's gain, right? I'll turn this back on. Dead quiet. Now, let's just say I'm actually gonna record just a couple of notes here, just to kind of prove the point. So let's do. All right. So my little click. Yes, I always play to a click. So I recorded a little chunk here, right? And I can turn this off and just play it back, and you can hear. So, I got my sound. I want a different sound. There we go. So GTR, or whatever the heck that is. Oh, Waves. This is Waves. So, right now, if I hit play. Point I'm trying to get at is, with that, I can put any bloody sound that I want to, and tweak any put any amplifier, tweak it until I find the right thing that matches the song. And you may think that you're hitting it right off the bat, and look, your gut has to tell you how to record the track, right? So, you know, if you really want that tone, you really want the tone, that's fine. But if you get it done and you go, wow, you know what, I wish that part, that one guitar there was clean, or it was a different, you know, more martially, or more, you know, more Mesa Boogie, more whatever. You know, this gives you that flexibility to be able to do that. Again, remember, it's about the song. Boy, I said that enough today, haven't I? Guess I really mean that it's about the frickin' song. So let me look at the magic thing here and see what I did and didn't answer. So so can I plug my guitar directly into my computer? Yeah, kind of, but not really. You need an interface, period. I don't care what kind of interface it is, but you need an interface. You need some way to get the analog sound coming out of this instrument, or an instrument, you know, or your voice, whatever, into the computer, which is a digital box that does ones and zeros splattered on a freaking piece of silicone, right? So that, you know, I'm, again, for this demo, I happen to use the universal audio. I've got the RME stuff here. I've got the I can't read it because I'm blind. The Antelope Audio stuff there. You know, they're all good, guys. It's you know, we've got Personas gear here. It's all good. They all sound great. They have their own, you know, pluses and minuses, every bloody one of them. But obviously we keep them here because I've got to test with all the computers that we make. So anywho, so yes, you need an interface. No matter how simple it is, it could be $100 interface. It could be, you know, the $5,000 interface here. It could be the 10 grand that I have there in UA stuff. I mean, you just need an interface. You need something to plug it into, and so that's that. What do I need to play my guitar through a PC? Yeah, an interface. I kind of went over all three of those, the ways of getting a guitar in already. So I'm not going to regurgitate that answer because it would double the size of this video, right as it sits. How can I record my guitar without a mic? I just showed you. We had the analog, regular, plain old tube amplifier through the reactive or resistive load box into the computer. We also have the amp sim, and we had the external box. You know, that would be an amp sim of sorts and an external box. I already showed you how to record the guitar with an audio interface. It's coming out of any of those things, and it's plugging into one of the inputs of the interface, your interface, and that's kind of it. I'll grab an interface here in a moment and show you a very simple one. How do I record my guitar with a microphone? I explained that at the beginning of the video, so that's done. How do I record my guitar on my phone? Don't. How do I record audio and video on my guitar? I record audio and video on my guitar. On your guitar? I don't know. Is there a TV on this thing? I don't see one. Oh, maybe Saturn has a TV in it. Oh yeah, man! Look at the stars. Get an external camera. You plug it into your computer. You're going to use software to record video with, whatever you pick your poison. I'm not a big video guy, so find something, and you're going to record your audio through here, and you're going to marry them together through, you know, whatever you use. I use Nuendo. You could use Studio One Pro. You could use Pro Tools. Whatever your thing, man. You know, it just, and you marry them together, and bang, there you go. You got audio and video. Not a very difficult thing. Video side can get expensive, I can tell you that now, but anyways. How do we record a clean sound? The clean sound is really just, you know, if you're with a tube amp, obviously you're turning it on the clean channel and you're doing everything that I said to do before, or you're picking one of these, you know, aforementioned methods and selecting a clean sound there. That's a clean sound. And how do you record without an interface? You don't, period. There's no way of getting that signal into that computer without an interface. Now, you know, a sound card, folks, that's built in is still an interface. So, you know, but you need something to convert analog to digital. Just went over that before too. So that's the 20 questions here. And that is really in a nutshell. So let me show you an interface. So this little guy I have here is Universal Audio's new Apollo Solo. So very simple. So let's look at the back first, because this is really the crux of it. So this is a Thunderbolt 3 bus powered interface. So you plug it in a Thunderbolt 3, slick audio computer, of course. We don't speak the M word here, because ours just work better and they cost less money. Anyway, so that basically powers the whole thing. But this is your inputs, and these funky little connectors, by the way, are Neutrix. They're combos. So you can put a guitar cable, TS, tip sleeve, or TRS, tip ring sleeve, which would be a stereo type cable if you had an external device that uses TRS. And it also accepts XLR. So if you have a microphone, you could plug it in. And then your outputs, your speakers go there. Real simple. 2 in, 2 out. Very, very, very simple device. Of course, we have all this other stuff, which I'm not going to go over, but we have 2 other things. We have a headphone jack in this, and then we have this little thing that looks like a guitar. I had mentioned about reamping before. That's a reamp input. I'm not getting into that for this video. This is not the forum for that. I wanted to answer some general recording. So yeah, I mean, this is a simple device, $500, and you get incredible sound. Plus, you have the power of Universal Audio's DSP in this one. I also have the Antelope Audio Zentour Synergy Core over there. That's $2,000, but a hell of a lot more inputs and a lot more flexibility and power than this guy. And the sound is killer, absolutely killer. And then, of course, I also have the RME Babyface Pro, which is one of my favorite interfaces in the world, man. That thing is bus powered, it's USB, and it's like the fastest thing you'd ever want to dream of. And it's very inexpensive. Inexpensive. It's $800, but it's in any case, So I just gave you a $500 interface, an $800 interface, and a $2,000 interface that are all portable, if you will, and small, and can expand. This guy can't expand, but the other ones can. It just doesn't matter. I mean, pick one. It's like, what's your thing? What brand do you like the best, or what's your budget? I mean, we can help you pick that, by the way. So that is your tutorial on recording guitar. And this, of course, is the beautiful GNG Bria from Giulio Negrini Guitars, GNG. Again, we'll put the links for this. We'll put the links for BRBS amps on the video, the posts, plural. I think it's going to end up being more than one, because I'm pretty damn long-winded. And that should about do it for the day, folks. Thank you very much. We missed you guys at NAMM, Summer NAMM, and we're going to miss you at Winter NAMM, because there isn't any. There wasn't any, and there isn't any. So past tense and future. If you all haven't heard, the 2021 Winter NAMM show has already been canceled, and it's a bummer. Obviously, we get to see a lot of friends that we have and colleagues, wonderful people, and we also get to show off the new goodies that we have and the like. So it just is what it is, man. It's a crazy year, just a crazy year, and I just hope all of you have remained safe and healthy, and your families have remained safe and healthy, and stay out of trouble. I can't say that, I'm definitely in trouble all the time. I'm kidding. My wife yells at me now and then. My cats yelled at me last night. I didn't get any bloody sleep, so I'm ready to fall asleep now. But anyways, folks, have a wonderful weekend, and look forward to the next video. That'll be a lot sooner than the last one. Cheers. Have a good one.